not easy being a Croft. When you're not being hunted down by secret orders or coming down with a serious case of frostbite, you're usually only moments away from the jaws of ferocious bear. Hot off the heels of a stunning 2013 reboot, Lara is off on her next adventure in Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it's about to get brutal. The last game was one of my favorites in recent memory, but with Miss Croft's reintroduction out of the way, can developer Crystal Dynamics bottle lightning a second time? Or should you hold off unearthing this adventure? The plot of Rise of the Tomb Raider has Lara setting off to finish an expedition started by her late father, and to clear her family name.
Don't you dare threaten me, after everything I've done!
She's in search of a relic that's known as the Divine Source. It's said to cleanse the user of all ailments and grant eternal life. Naturally, Croft couldn't go on such an adventure without crossing paths with at least a few unsavory characters. And I don't mean the bear. Enter Trinity, a tight-lipped organization that's thousands of years old and full of a bunch of hard-asses. Wait a minute, this sounds familiar. They're determined to reach the source first and make Lara's life a living hell. I won't go into too much details, that would spoil what is ultimately a wonderful story with many great moments. I will say though that this time around Lara is a much more capable warrior than in the first game.
Emma Fosslin.
She's been through her initial struggles and now she's on a path to become the person she's meant to be. And this is one journey you're not going to want to miss. Though many of the core mechanics in Rise of the Tomb Raider are carried over from previous installments, almost all of them have been improved. Or in the case of that sweet grappling hook, totally surpassed. What I'm getting at is that while the game is very much building off its predecessor, the moment-to-moment action just feels much nicer with additions like giving Lara a sprint button. Though there are still some bugs in the game. One change I noticed right away is just how much bigger some of the areas are. The last game had a nice blend of scripted parts and open places to explore, but Rise of the Tomb Raider cranks this up to 11 by making these areas much larger and actually giving you lots of things to do in them, rather than just hunting. There's lots of collectibles and even some fun side missions to keep you busy. And then there's the tombs. This is the one feature in the last game that was incredibly lacking, and without a doubt there was little actual tomb raiding to be found in 2013's Tomb Raider. Not so this time around. Raid your little hearts out, and then raid some more, because not only are there loads of tombs in Lara's latest adventure, but the rewards for venturing into these puzzling scenarios are substantial and well worth the effort. Lara's skill trees have also carried over, and there's a lot of useful additions here that add quite a few new facets to the gameplay, and a lot of new hardware that's really fun to play with, and will have you discovering new tactics right up until the end. And once you've beaten that main game, there's plenty to keep prospective archaeologists coming back for more. I mentioned before that there's a lot of side missions, and that the tombs are definitely worth uncovering. Beyond that, though, you can replay the game with all your existing power-ups, and it's worth a second run to be sure. In addition to that, there are quite a few expedition modes you can partake in. These come in the form of a score-based time trial where you run through existing sequences to earn a spot on the leaderboards, as well as an objective-based remnant resistance mode that has you completing objectives like taking out Trinity leaders and stealing intel in various large-scale environments. You can also customize your own Remnant Resistance mission by collecting cards in the main game or buying them with real or in-game cash. To be totally honest, while I found this mode better than the multiplayer in the first game, it was kind of boring, and the missions you create just aren't all that interesting. Suffice to say, I personally won't be returning. Overall though, Rise of the Tomb Raider's gameplay remains a blast all the way through, and players should find more than enough value to warrant a purchase and multiple playthroughs. If you've been watching this footage at all, you know exactly what I'm going to say. Rise of the Tomb Raider looks absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of subtlety to Laura's motions and tons of great little details all over the place that make the game really pop. The score too is excellent and builds off many of the themes from the last game, managing to feel like a progression in every area. But the sound effects might just surpass the work done on the actual score. Let me tell ya, it is wonderful playing this game with a good setup and hearing the sounds of all the brush, the crackle of the flames, and the wind blowing across the snowy tundra. It's astonishing, and this is one of those games that can engross you so much that you may actually feel chills wandering around these environments. The voice work too is really well done, so I have no complaints there, and all the characters feel like they have some much needed punch added to them. Suffice to say, Rise of the Tomb Raider's presentation is an absolute marvel, and the team at Crystal Dynamics deserves high praise for all their hard work, which can only be considered top-notch. Despite a few rough spots here and there, Lara Croft's latest adventure is a masterclass in game design that surpasses its predecessor in every way, and is a purchase I would highly recommend to anyone. Rise of the Tomb Raider gets a 5 out of 5. Thank you for watching, guys. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and all that jazz. I've got new videos coming all the time, and a couple other shows in the pipeline, so stay tuned, and thank you for supporting Game Room Hero. Have a good one.